Is a deformity really the expression you want for your car? Physically, you could not drive that on the road in Pennsylvania.
You're gonna have to do something with that rear bumper.
Don't know where to put a clock. Don't know where to find a home to put that clock. No boogie woogie woogie. Giggity. Luggier and nuttier and even tightened. This is a Purge Hangers and Wall Hangers Media Network presentation of Lugnutz. Hi gang, I'm Matthew Bucarell, the Man. This is Big Brother Stephen Bucarell. We have a gigantic show for you.
We have a great show for you that starts with things like the sound working.
Yeah, man.
Sound check 1, 2.
Yeah.
This week on the show, we have a Kia Stingray 400, Cars of the World, and a Mazda Rally Rotary Roundup.
Ooh. All on this
week
Lugnutz podcast. Oh my gosh. So we obviously want to thank KW, Keller Williams Real Estate. KW, we know a very nice lady with the name of Caitlin Carezzi Real Estate, and she is ready to meet your needs in PA, New Jersey, and Delaware.
Find her at kw.com.
You can find us at pjnwh.com, home of the PJNWH team. Here is a new element that I just figured out. Joe Palladino told me that our website provider just had this, so I still have to do a little upgrading, but we will be going live on pjnwh.com in the future. Right now, you could go on there to check out all the previews. There's about like a minute or so preview of each podcast that I'm doing. I'm putting it right up there for you. And of course, you can check out all of our podcasts right here, like always. Podcast number 112, Triforce podcast, From Pickle to Hulk. And last week's No Bidet in the Minivan. So you can check them all out there. And we go into the news with Fiat.
Yes. Fiat and Chrysler are recalling a lot of vehicles because of backup camera issues.
Okay.
The camera may stay on 10 seconds after you back up. It affects Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, and obviously Fiat cars.
Gets some customers sick. I will say that. As I pop off screen real quick. There we go. Just a little bit smaller. So, yeah, it can get some customers sick. You know, you see that screen just from the back end. I think that's kind of cool in James Bond.
Yeah, I like it. As of 2018, it's mandatory in all cars that are sold.
I kind of want it to be.
It is. I like it. We have it in all the work cars now, and it's nice to have that extra option behind you. You can really get close and back right in.
Absolutely. Just hopefully the camera doesn't stay on.
Yes. Next, we have a
not that show. Different show.
Up next, we have a 400 horsepower Kia. This is the first look. It'll be a 4-door. There should be other pictures they have. It'll be a 3.5 liter, 380 horsepower V6 with a 2.5 liter turbo, 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. It looks like a car with a bag over the front.
Yes, it is. But, I mean, there's not much you can get by it besides, you know, the generic body style. You know, the lights, it's, you know.
This is a first look. They want to compete with the BMW 440i.
They're covering up any kind of major, you know, stuff. Obviously, you can see there's something with the body line right there. But not much you can see.
I bet you it's going to look like a Kia.
Yeah. Well, it's going to look like a Kia Stinger.
I'd like it to look like that Kia that we saw last week. The
one that'll never happen?
Yes, the one that will never happen. Those are always the best looking ones.
Okay, fair enough.
Here we all know that last week we introduced the Kia Telluride as the car of the year. There it is, but we have the whole list here. With, as you scroll down, we have the urban car of the year as the Kia Soul.
Soul!
Runners up are the VW T-Cross and the Mini Electric, with mentions of the Peugeot 208 and the Renault Clio.
All right.
And a Hyundai thing and a Vauxhall thing.
So nice little Soul. They're boxy, but people that buy them do love them.
I remember when they first came out, everyone was like, wow, look at that styling. They have that thing in the door.
I remember working for Kia, and this customer came up to the side door as I went out for a cigarette, and he was talking my ear off about, like, aftermarket alterations and how he was going to put a cold air intake on his Kia Soul, and it was supposed to get him better gas mileage and all this, and I was just like...
Okay.
Good luck with that, there, guy. Like, but there is a
you don't want to.
There's a market there for hamster heads. That's what I'll call them, hamster heads, because that's about where they're at. Hamster heads. World Performance Car.
World Performance Car. This one got multiple mention. The Porsche Taycan. It's green. It's got 4 doors. It looks like a.
It's parked
911
next to a tank.
Pulled out, yeah, for some reason.
It's parked next to a tank.
It's very big.
You don't need a reason to be parked next to a tank.
It's one of those cars where you're not going to be able to park it from inside the car.
As long as you don't need to move the tank. You don't need a reason to be parked next to a tank. That's just a cool shot. They're both green.
Yes, they are both green. Runners up were the BMW M8 and the Supra.
Okay.
Mentions of 911, the 718 Spider, and the Cayenne.
Porsche 911, not the event.
Yeah.
Not the event. World Luxury Car.
Luxury car is, again, the same Porsche we just talked about, with mentions of the BMW 7, X7 Mercedes EQC, and the 911.
Gotta say, those white rims are very ugly.
The whole thing is...
I'm not very sold. I mean, the body is okay enough. I mean,
it's
this
getting,
is weird.
you know what? The body,
front end.
it's getting better. It's starting to have its own styling.
Yeah,
It's still...
Is a deformity really the expression you want for your car? Like, oh, it's an
No.
abnormal growth. I'm expressing myself.
Whenever I see someone with them, I think, oh, you could have had so many
other cars.
other cars. You could have had such a beautiful driving experience.
Oh, how about a good car like the Mazda 3?
The car design with the that is the Mazda 3.
Besides the fact that hood looks like it goes a little bit too long.
It does look like it's a very long hood.
It's like, nah, fuck it. Add another foot. What? Add another foot.
It's probably got a big old V8 under there. It's probably that big because it has to be that big, and it's a rocket ship.
Maybe it goes up to a V6. It's Mazda. They're not going to go anything heavy like that. But still, great cars with the Mazda 3s.
The Alpine and the Mazda CX-30 were other mentions. And the last one is the Telluride with the mention of a Jag and the Mazda 3.
And I mentioned it last time, and I'll mention it again. Turbo Troy, man, he turned me on to this, and it's actually, you can get captain's chairs for the second row. It actually looks like a decent Kia. If you need the SUV, you need the space, there's a lot of different options on that, and it's a Kia, so it's going to be affordable. It's not going to be,
It's going to feel, they feel rather
clunky,
luxurious compared to how they felt years ago.
Years
ago, they felt like they were very cheap.
Yeah, if you used to drive a Kia and you drive a new one, you'll be impressed. If you're going from something else, you may not. But it's all about perspective.
They're not bad cars, and they're winning awards around the world.
Can't beat that, man.
Up next, to go forward, we go back. This is a one of two 1977 Corvette IMSA Super Vittel race car. It is going for sale. It is one of two that were made. It is a 500 cubic inch V8 big block that produces 750 horsepower. Built by Shadow Race Team. It earned 2 podiums, and it will be going up for sale, and I thought it was pretty cool looking.
That is pretty cool looking.
That's an awesome looking race car.
Yeah, it's definitely a nose car. It's definitely made.
It's definitely
racing.
a car from the 70s,
and even from just this profile look, you can see how little room That's
Oh
why
yeah, there's not a lot of room in these
never
things.
drive that on the road. Physically,
No.
like physically, you could not drive that on the road in Pennsylvania.
You never, yeah, no. You're gonna drive
be way too
very
expensive.
slow.
Nice, classic, old school kind of looking rims. I love that gold with the silver, with the shiny chrome on the outside, and that front end, man. That shit shows
It probably has that because it needs.
Yeah, you need all
need
of
that to keep it on.
This
the
isn't like a Honda Civic you see with a gigantic wing for no reason. This has a reason for it. So that's a really cool car. I like it.
And if it can be yours for probably way more money than I can afford, so we'll move on to this great Mazda MX-5. When I say rally, you don't normally think of Mazda, do you? But this guy made...
No, I don't.
He has 14 photos of a Mazda MX-5, the Rally Edition. It is convertible, but clearly he has the roll cage in there.
Yeah.
He built it on a Subaru Soul frame.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right?
I love when people do clever shit like this.
It's a Frankenstein, but it's definitely
like the old Novas, how people would make 4x4s of them. This could be could be the next thing.
It looks like you gave a Mazda MX-5 the Super Soldier Serum.
You're gonna have to do something with that rear bumper because
that's not road legal. But
damn,
that is a Mazda with the Captain America Super Soldier Serum. That's what that is.
That is definitely something awesome.
That's something that
I bet you it's pretty fun to drive.
You made it and you're like, oh, I gotta show my friends. This is awesome.
Oh yeah. So it's available everywhere that you can build one.
Mm-hmm. So we go on to the next story after.
If someone wanted to park that car, where would they go to find someone to?
Well, if I were going to park that car, I would try to contact Caitlin Carezzi and her Carezzi real estate team over there. And because if you are not the clock, if you're looking for a clock, no, if you are looking for
a place to put a clock in a brand new home, wouldn't it be nice to put a clock?
Don't know where to put a clock? Don't know where to find a home to put that clock? Well, you can. Let me point you out to Caitlin with the Anne Marie Carezzi real estate team, located on 1400 North Providence Road, Building 2, Suite 1000, Media, PA 19063. Caitlin is a Delco native, and she loves what she does as a realtor. She specializes in first-time home buyer assisting, and she knows where to start. She relishes in the excitement of walking people through these step-by-step processes. And as our local real estate team, they are licensed in PA, New Jersey, and Delaware. And they're working with buyers and sellers and would love to help you put that car in a great home. Because every car needs a place to put that car.
Yes.
So we want you to hop on over to kw.com, find Caitlin Carezzi and this team there to find your dream home today, where you could be looking at a Nissan, maybe.
Upsize or downsize? Nissan says they're going to be downsizing. They're going to be reducing manufacturing down to 1 million car reduction. So they're planning on a future that is much smaller. This is probably has something to do with the they had that partnership team with Renault and what was the other group? Fiat.
Yeah, maybe.
They were making cars together, and it didn't work out that well,
right?
Because they had to pull out, and their cars were shit.
Always pull out,
so
but
they're gonna.
That's sad, man.
Well, if that's what they got to do to make some stronger cars.
Select Nissans are really great. You look at the old Pathfinders before they changed them over to the Mommobile and made it a minivan.
Yep,
those are great.
Those original ones, I remember when they first came out. Man, they were awesome.
The Frontiers, their trucks, really great. It's just with that, anything Japanese, if you're looking in like truck wise, that's going to be expensive.
Yep.
Just because it's Japanese, but it's also made really well. To where I've known people.
That is why I bought a Nissan, because I didn't want to have to buy a car for a decade.
Toyota and Nissans, when you get like their trucks, they are just they're there.
Built to stay.
Yeah, I like them. That's why I work for him.
Yes.
That's all I have to say about that.
Next, we have a story about Cadillac. The CT4 and CT5 will not be electric. They will remain gas.
No boogie woogie woogie.
Yes. They say they will not be hybrids either.
Okay, so they're just shutting it all down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're just.
They want to not get into the game until they can get at least a 400-mile range and 1,000 horsepower. The equivalent of 1,000 horsepower. So
Okay.
they don't want to get into the game until they can actually get there.
Fair enough. They have a standard.
Some now can only get like 130 miles, which is fine if you're only going to go to the store and back. But if you have actual driving to do, that won't work.
Yeah. And they have a standard. So they're saying, no, we're not going to do that until we are here technology-wise.
I do like
That's a
that
smart
they
move.
have they're setting that standard up.
Yeah, I like that move. That's a good one.
Makes me feel better.
Not
about
that you
the
needed my
Cadillac.
approval, Cadillac, but good job. Sponsor us. Once again, I'm seeing a theme for this podcast.
Yes, Mazda. The MX-30 is going to be an electric car with a Mazda rotary range extender.
Okay. I do love cars, but I don't need
want
you in my
your.
face.
There was another story about this, but I found it elsewhere. They wanted me to subscribe if I wanted to read their story. So
That sucks. Yeah. No.
CNET.com got the click,
Yep. There you go, CNET.
and they get a free ad. That's
Yeah.
about it.
CNET.com.
So it'll have a range extender which will give you vastly more than 130. Again, only 130-mile range. So
Okay.
I would stay out a generation or two until
Yeah.
I could avoid
You
it.
really got to wait until they develop the Elon, or the rest of the world catches up with Elon.
Yeah, or lease.
I mean, even a 200-mile, 250-mile an hour mile range, general day-to-day driving, home to work. That's typically not a problem for most people. If you're doing like an extreme commute, like I used to do a 2.5-hour commute. You used to do a long commute.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just some commutes to where
With that, I'd have to charge it there,
yeah.
and I'd have to wait around for it to charge. And charging just takes way too long.
And even still, to where, what was the quickest we've heard? What, 30, 40 minutes still?
Still, yeah, that's on one of the quickest. But
To where it takes, 2 minutes?
2-3 minutes to fill my tank, and I'm good for.
If you're at like one of the cheapo fucking question mark, there's no sign anymore gas stations, maybe it goes 5.
There's,
that's if you're
I've
desperate.
been to that one. There's a sign. It just got destroyed.
Yeah.
They're getting a new one.
So,
What do you expect?
right. Yet again, another Mazda.
Yes, this one is a 1,000 horsepower
Oh, yes, it is.
Mazda RX-10 hydrogen-powered artist concept. This will be used in the Le Mans. There should be more photos below.
Well, that is
that is an
definitely-
artist concept, and I think it looks fantastic. It looks like a Le Mans car.
It is probably
Imagine all the sponsorships that pay for it.
Oh yeah, I'm just imagine that's cramped as fuck. I love those headlights.
It's
though.
probably a very hard ride as well because it's a race car. It's probably not fun to ride, but it looks really awesome. So
Gives
that's
you those good feel vibes of like a Ferrari, Lamborghini.
looks like a futuristic spaceship with little bubble top.
Yeah, almost Jetsons like.
Yeah, it's like an
Kinda Speed Racer.
expensive Jetsons car from that angle.
Very anime, very Speed Racer, very bubble. Yeah.
When they go
Very
electric
futuristic.
in the back, it should make
Akira,
that
yeah.
Jetson sound.
It should at least. I'm telling you, Elon, at least make it available. At least
And every
just
time you
even
turn
an
on the
option.
car, it should go dee 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 dee.
I'm telling you, that would be a Jetsons sound mode. Even outside the car and inside the car. Little audible. It would be awesome.
Absolutely.
I would buy your car then.
So
What do you drive? I drive a Simpsons mobile.
I drive
Or a
something
Jetsons mobile.
from 1958 that was powered by nuclear energy.
Okay.
So in 1958, Ford had this idea. In the 50s and 60s, there was a gas crisis.
Oh, that's Fallout 4.
Oh,
Or Fallout 3, rather.
It gets better. There was a gas crisis, and I thought they weren't going to be able to get gas. So they're like, we have to be able to do something about this. Let's make a nuclear-powered car. This is a 3/8 scale model of what it was going to look like.
You know what Harold Ramis said?
Uh-huh.
A proton pack is not a toy.
Yeah, this one would get 5,000 miles.
Wow.
Wait, 500,000 miles, I think. 500,000.
Oh, well, that's a lot different than 5,000. I mean, it's still impressive at 5,000. 500,000 is like it's the last car
a lot.
you need.
It's a lot. They didn't obviously put it into production.
Wait, that's not available?
No,
Oh.
that's a model.
I was just about to ask you where I could find some uranium-238.
So yeah, 5,000 miles is the range. 5,000.
Oh, well, it's still impressive.
Now that is an impressive range. I don't care
if it was 500,000. Probably would have gotten made.
You know what? It would be really dangerous if we got into an accident. Can you imagine? You have to call hazmat now. It's one of those Fords. It's radioactive.
Can you imagine the news? So as everyone
Another
knows,
one of those Fords blew up again.
If you were
bye downtown.
If you were living in Northeast Philadelphia, you aren't anymore. Yeah, that's very Fallout. Maybe that's why we don't want to give, some of the old propane cars.
Look where the cabin is in comparison to the wheels.
Oh yeah, that's very.
It's like that nuclear reactor has got away like.
Oh, that's sticking power, man. You're going to stick to
I wonder how quickly it would have accelerated.
I don't know, man. It might have been like a turbine, because the turbos have a turbo lag. I don't know if a nuclear engine, I don't know. That's some
would you have to warm it up,
power.
Or would it just always be on?
I mean,
that would be weird.
And then what do you do? What do you do with the used fuel core?
Yeah. Can you imagine if you let the water goes down?
Imagine like New Jersey.
It will melt down and it will start to like kill people.
Like in New Jersey, where they have like teenage gas attendants.
Yeah.
Excuse me, your fuel core is cracked, bro. I gotta give you a new one. Oh shit, I dropped it. Well, I'm probably not coming into work tomorrow.
No, you're not coming into work ever again.
So that might not have turned out too
well. So
3-day
weekend. All right. Yeah, totally awesome.
No, Jimmy, you're going to be dead after that third day. So you better enjoy yourself this weekend, bud.
Nuclear energy is dangerous?
It'd have to be a hell of a severance and like healthcare package.
It would have to be able to take like a missile.
Yeah.
To be for them. Can you imagine if it was approved? Holy crud.
If Trump was the president back then, yeah, go ahead with it. I want this nuclear engine.
They probably didn't go forward with it because, we found gas anyway.
Well, yeah, and I mean, especially with the forgotten technology, especially automotively. That may be something that we have to look into. Is
nuclear powered?
More forgotten technology. Because they even made a film of a person who was adding, I forget the guy's name, but he was adding airbags and a bunch of different safety equipment into cars long before anybody thought of it.
Oh, yeah.
But he was blackballed from the industry because they couldn't do it effectively.
They didn't like that guy.
Yeah. So this is the end of the podcast.
Whether your car is nuclear powered or powered by electric.
Yeah.
You're going to need a place to park it.
Yeah. You're going to need to find your dream home. And I usually go to Caitlin Carezzi and her Anne-Marie Carezzi real estate team over in Media, PA, because they're licensed in PA, New Jersey, and Delaware. So all of that little tri-state area, they got you covered, and they got the expertise to make it get done great.
KW.com.
Visit them to find your dream home, and we also want you to go on over here to pjnwh.com, find out what is the highlight preview clip from this podcast.
That looks like a very exciting story about a very exciting alpha behind us. We're very engaged. Look at us.
The alpha that would never happen. Yeah.
Yes.
The alpha that never came to be. But the podcast that came to be, like the Triforce podcast, Pickle to Hulk, and then Lugnutz, No Bidet in the Minivan, this podcast title pending. And you can always hop over and you can find all our podcasts as well as our videos and then contact us about it, man. Find us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at PJNWH. And then contact us if you have a luggy or nutty situation that happened with you in a car. Maybe something happened when you're getting serviced. You have a question on. I'm an automotive professional, so you might want to contact me.
We'd love to hear everything and everything.
List your name, your email, and your message, and we will get back to you. And of course, we went early on Lugnutz. Normally we go Sunday nights, and it's not quarantine craziness. Tomorrow's Easter, man, and we want to wish you all a happy Easter. Obviously, we want to hope that you're with your loved ones and family ones at this time, and the evil virus from doom has not gotten you. But we hope that we've made this a little bit brighter of a night for you, and we thank you all for watching. So, as always, I'm Matthew Bucarell, the Matt Man. To my left is Stephen Bucarell, Big Brother, and behind me is our hero of time, Link Diablo. And we will be coming to you Monday night, not morning, Monday night, with another Triforce podcast. We also have more coming to the YouTube, like our live event we did with Elder Scrolls Online, with the Let's Play with Your Pajangers series we're starting. So we have a Let's Play series. Let's Play with Your Pajangers.
Absolutely.
You'll find it on the website once it gets all buttoned up. And I'm going into the editing cave. As always, this is a long drawn-out goodbye. Remember, it doesn't matter if you have nuclear engine or a hydrogen engine. Nothing rolls without Lugnutz. We'll see you next week, Lugnutz. Drive on! There's a market there for hamster heads. That's what I'll call them, hamster heads. Is a deformity really the expression you want for your car? Physically, you could not drive that on the road in Pennsylvania.
You're going to have to do something with that rear bumper.
Don't know where to put a clock? Don't know where to find a home to put that clock? No boogie woogie woogie.
They didn't obviously put it into production.
Wait, that's not available?
No.
Oh.
That's a
Pizza. Pizza. Cookie.
What bunch?
Oy.
Now I have to figure out how to
We're going to have to think of something else to call it when they come up with levitating cars.
Yeah. Yeah. On that bombshell. Jack Keller Williams. I'm getting my song ready.
KW.com.
God, this is such an ingenious idea. Does his hood smell like something?
Is that what he's smelling back there? It smells like you.
I've never sniffed that before.
Yeah, I've never been able to sniff the hood. It can never get to your head level. If someone wants to like and subscribe, where would they go?
Oh man, if they're gonna subscribe, they're gonna push your head
Right here.
boop, and then they're gonna find the best video for them over my head, and then way over there in the gap, that's where they're gonna find all the Lugnutz podcast. Drive on.